When you build features for people that have a range of abilities, you end up making something that works for everybody.
For me, one of the amazing things even today after 15 years at Microsoft is how we're inventing new experiences.
When we sat down and we were focusing on those with low vision and no vision, we decided really we need to work on performance. To start Narrator, I'm going to hold down the Windows key and press Enter.
Window, start window, search box. Team increased to 65%, team increased to 75%, team increased to 80%.
So right now we're at about 80% of capacity of how Narrator could speak. And this is about how I would use my computer. That probably sounds like gibberish, but once you get used to this, it's pretty quick.
One of the things that we spend a lot of time looking at is how do you really help a developer be immersed in what it means to be blind? We built in the developer mode in Narrator.
Caps lock, shift, developer mode enabled.
So now you can see that we've blanked the screen. So I'm going to press H to jump to the first header.
Heading level 1, go to Bing homepage.
And it will kind of immerse you in what that is like to not see your app.
Flick down to change to suggestions view.
Across many applications when you're typing, whether it's weather, news, Cortana, you're getting search suggestions.
Font du lac, 1 of 1, selected.
It's the first time that we're building that level of accessibility into both our screen reader and our applications.
I'm gonna flag this message.
Content delete button, move button, set flag button.
Xbox looked closely at how they can diversify how people represent themselves. And so you'll see a new set of avatars so that someone can select an avatar that looks more closely to themselves.
So with Windows 10, the Edge team really wanted to do our part and make accessibility great on the web.
Enter hub.
Whether they need a screen reader, whether it's high contrast, whether it's keyboard only.
At level 3, draggable.
It was really about making it more usable and more intuitive for all of our users.
So in the future, I think the key is really matching the ability of the technology to the ability of the person. So everybody can participate.
Come on in.
Have a seat.
Hey, how are you doing today? Good job.
When I first heard 3D, I was like, it'll probably be really hard, or like bubble letters. But when I saw this, I was like, whoa.
Look at that. Wow, look at it, just popped in.
Yeah,
So I love how they've added those clouds.
We think that if we can enable the creation of 3D content easily for people, that we can unlock a whole new ability for the way that they can create and for the way that they can learn new things.
It's a lot more accessible and it feels more modern. You don't have to be an expert because literally in like 5 minutes or less, I was just making whatever I wanted.
Other 3D programs have like giant toolbars at the top, and it's hard to find just one thing to do. This, you just click on the object and all of the options just pop up instantly.
You're able to mix 2D images with 3D images. So I took a picture of myself, like a little selfie, and I put my face behind it. So it looks like I'm floating in outer space.
I really loved the magic selection tool, which I could use to take a photo from real life and put it into my art.
In that playful nature of creating, they're learning at the same time. Creativity leads to learning, leads to innovation.
So in the remix exercise, we each had our own surface with paint on it. We passed it on every 5 minutes.
I started off with this really cool robot 3-dimensional object, and it became this flying bunny character, and I thought it was super cool.
Today I was working on the Statue of Liberty with clouds and an airplane and New York City behind it.
I actually have the Megalodon tooth, and I scanned and actually imported it into the drawing.
I always wanted to work in 3D, and now I can.
3D is for everybody.
One word to describe this experience.
Intuitive.
Simple. Inspirational.
Empowering.
Dynamic.
Epic.
Kind of mind-blowing, I guess.
I'd say it's revolutionary.
Someone told me long ago that there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time.
When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining
Have you ever seen the rain? And I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, the sun is cold and rain is hard, I know. Been that way for all my time.
Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow.
I know it can't stop, I wonder. And I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? And I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? And I wanna know, have you ever seen coming down,
Coming down,
coming down,
coming down,
coming down on a sunny day. Coming down on a sunny day.
to view paradise, simply look around.
When I saw the Surface Studio for the first time, the jaw drops a little bit.
The Surface dial with the Studio, there's just this magic that takes place.
It's definitely redefining the concept of desktop.
Sketchable is principally designed for pen and touch input. The Surface Studio fits it to a T.
With the Surface Studio, what I saw immediately was the size of the screen. Whatever you're doing, if you're trying to be productive, real estate matters. The really special thing about the Surface Dial is when we can change the color while you're painting without even picking up the tip, that's not just as good as real life, it's better.
At Bluebeam Software, we make solutions for the architecture, engineering, and construction industries. With the Surface Studio, you really have a new collaborative way of interacting with documents.
It is essentially the same angle as the drafting table. You're more immersed in the technology once you're down in studio mode.
With the dial, there's an off-screen and on-screen presence, and so I can work however makes sense to me.
Mental Canvas combines freehand drawing with 3D capabilities. You could draw on a canvas, but then you can also project your strokes into space. With Surface Studio, you just get this really fluid experience of creation that's just not possible anywhere else.
The experience so far has been seamless.
It's going to change the way that people do work at their desk.
Once you start to use it, you don't feel like you're working with a computer anymore. You feel like the computer's serving you rather than the other way around.
The spirit of creativity lives in all of us. It compels us to move forward.
So tell me, do you love
I paint with colors.
I paint with numbers.
I paint with words.
I sculpt in 3D.
I sculpt in code.
I sculpt young minds to go further.
I design skyscrapers.
I design new worlds.
I share ideas.
I share experiences.
I compose symphonies of music.
I compose symphonies of science.
What we create is more than just our work. It is our passion. Microsoft helps you turn that passion into reality with technology that is personal, natural, and intuitive. So nothing comes between you and your ideas. Welcome to a world where every person is empowered to achieve more.
So tell me, do you love
And every idea can make an impact.